Welcome back to Case Files, where we dive into our players. In today's episode, we're going to take a closer look at Matthew Bergeron, the offensive lineman out of Syracuse. But first, if you want to do a huge favor for your boy by hitting that like button, and if you want to hit that dislike button, it won't hurt your boy's feelings. Well, maybe just a little bit. If you want to share this video with your friends and foe, please do so. And if you want to do a huge favor for your boy by hitting that subscribe button, it helps out with the Falcon Empire tremendously. On that note, I'm very curious on why the Atlanta Falcons decided to trade up in the second round to grab a left tackle, and he also played right tackle his freshman year back in 2019 instead of getting a true professional guard for the left guard position. I'm very curious, and we're going to dive into the film to see why the Atlanta Falcons decided to get this guy. So let's just dive into the video. In week 3 against Purdue, Matthew Bergeron had an excellent game when it comes to holding his position, facing individual matchups, and fighting until the whistle was blown. So let's just dive into the film to see how it happened. I have Matthew Bergeron highlighted so you guys know where he's at, and I love how he handles defensive end to making sure that he doesn't get controlled. He's controlling the defensive player, and when we see him using his stance, he gets up properly. He doesn't back down. In fact, he makes his defender go sideways and not going forward. On this play, I love how Bergeron uses his hands to push off the defender and making him go his way, not the other way around. And the entire offensive line did a pretty good job to giving their quarterback this incredible, nice first down run where they confused like a lot of the defenders thinking they're going to the left side, but he's really just going straight. So excellent play. I wouldn't consider this a bad play, even though he's pedaling backwards where you can see the defender is almost getting after the quarterback, but good thing that he holds his own to the very end, and then the quarterback sees it and then throws the ball quickly enough where the wide receiver can catch it. Bergeron is using his quick step to get in front of the line to create a hole to where the running back can get in, and I love that he doesn't quit until the whistle is completely over. On this play, I love how Bergeron stands focused and keeps his formation intact while the defender is trying to buck him up. I love seeing the dog in him and not giving the defender satisfaction. I love this play because it shows Bergeron's agility and burst and keeps fighting and pushing back the defenders no matter what is going in his direction, and I love that. Look at him just not giving up until the very end. So on this play, watch how he backpedals and try to mimic where the defender is going, and the hustle if he's going to win or lose the battle is fantastic, and I love him saying that. As long as you prevent the sack, you win in my books. On this play, Purdue's defense was in a man cover scheme that prevented the quarterback to throw quickly enough because he couldn't find anyone open in time. So that allowed the defender, 44, to kind of use his swim move at the right proper time to get the sack. Even though Matthew Bergeron had a good focus on him for that quick 5-second go, but after that, he kind of got lost in the sauce and gave up this sack, unfortunately. On this drive, look how Bergeron uses his formation so he doesn't break down when he's going in motion, and I love when he's using his strength and poise to making sure that he doesn't get swept back easily enough. On this play, watch how Bergeron uses his legs and arms to making sure that the defender does not even come close and touching the quarterback, and when he throws this ball to the tight end, he scores for a touchdown. Incredible play by Bergeron. In week 8, against the Clemson Tigers, Matthew Bergeron had a good game. Besides a couple times when he was facing number 98, individual matchups, but besides that, he handled himself with flying colors, and it was a really tough game on both teams. So let's just dive into the video. On this play, Matthew Bergeron gets pushed back way too easily by Myles Murphy, who got this incredible sack, who was drafted last year in the first round with the 28th overall pick by the Cincinnati Bengals. But the good news for Matthew Bergeron is that Myles Murphy kind of pushed the quarterback's helmet off of him, so they called it a flag to negate the sack. So that's a good look for Bergeron. My bad, you guys. I meant to say this year's draft class. But anyways, I love how Bergeron uses his agility to create the illusion of making a hole for the quarterback to go through. But no, this was a designed run by the Syracuse offense to find a wide open space where nobody was covering him. So I thought Bergeron did his key role thing. In the beginning, everything seemed to be alright with Matthew Bergeron's stance until Miles Murphy decided to use his arm to push upwards to create that awkward balance for Bergeron. So we can clearly see here he gets that quick step in. But the good thing for Bergeron is that the quarterback threw the ball away. Here's what I love to see in this young Thundercat right here. He used good formation, allowing the opponent to use his own body against him. Love it. Look how he takes this down like a WWE type of style right there. Boom! Gives him the pancake. Love it. On this play, you're going to see how Bergeron uses his flexibility to go onto the second level to get after his guy and making sure that he doesn't get any close near the running back. And we're going to see here again where he goes through the cracks and locks on his guy, making sure that he does the right so he doesn't get flagged on the play. And we can see that the running back gets a clear in for a first down. What makes Bergeron a great offensive lineman on this play is where he's standing his ground, making sure that the quarterback has enough time to adjust any situation and making sure he can get the first down easier. The reason why this was a touchdown because of good timing by the quarterback and all the offensive line interior, where it was the pocket were collapsing at that second where the quarterback just quickly just knew what he had to do, and that's called football instincts to get this incredible touchdown. So this was an offensive team effort by everybody. A lot of times we kind of forget that angles are very key parts of an offensive line tradition on how they're going to move the chains, and I love how Bergeron does it with ease, where he just sees his target and they just push him backwards or sideways if you want, to making sure that the running back has a little bit of more of a crease. This is a very interesting play because we see here that the defender is way outside to give him a better advantage off Bergeron. Even though Bergeron had good form, but we can see here that he was just not even in his proximity where the pass rusher got after the quarterback. But good thing for Bergeron, this was a catchable ball for a first down. Sometimes in football, even though you do a good job, it doesn't mean you're going to be rewarded. And unfortunately, the quarterback threw an interception here, but we can clearly see that Matthew Bergeron held his own against Miles Murphy at the very end, where you can see them battling it out and trying to get the quarterback enough time to adjust wherever his weapons were at. But unfortunately, that didn't go out as planned, but they did have the opportunity to tie this game. In Week 9 against Notre Dame, Matthew Bergeron had an excellent game. Now, individually, he was stellar in the entire game, but for the rest of the team, it wasn't that stellar. Having a pick six in the first opening really set the tone, and everybody else struggled tremendously. But as I stated earlier, Matthew Bergeron had an excellent game, so we'll just dive into the video to see why. This is a good pickup blitz by Bergeron where he sees number 7 and the safety number 8 trying to get after the quarterback, but he reads it perfectly and he allows the quarterback to have proper time to hit the tight end for this touchdown. On this play, we're going to see how Bergeron dips his hips and also hold down on his own very quickly. If you guys didn't see that, we're going to go a little slower where you can see right here where he goes backward and uses his arms upwards to properly get the formation so he doesn't get beaten. This is a great showcase in seeing how Bergeron handles himself, especially when the other side on the right side, the right tackle, doesn't do a good job against number 7 where he gets pushed back way too quickly and the quarterback kind of panics. But when you see when Bergeron is doing it, he doesn't even get close of being pushed back. One thing I love about Bergeron's game is he can find or create holes to making sure that the running back gets into the proper formation and hit the right hole. And look how he just insurge and just go after the guy, holding him upward, not sideways or lower. I just love his tenacity in that. I'm so impressed with Matthew Bergeron, and these are the type of plays I'm saying where he goes look for a target and he finds one and he makes sure he brings him down. This is what I call just don't stop until the whistle is completely blown, regardless if you're winning or losing, and he just keeps going on. I love seeing the consistency of Matthew Bergeron's backpedaling, making sure he doesn't get beat that often when he's getting pass rushed. This is a very rare occursion where I see Matthew Bergeron is being patient with his blocking and making sure where he needs to be because he sees number 8 going towards the quarterback, so he tries to intercept him in that department. One aspect I didn't really talk about, his strong grip, and that's why I think the Falcons really like his game. Sometimes when you're on the field, accidents happen where you just slip on the field and it's just part of the game. Where you see Matthew Bergeron doing his stance, but unfortunately he pedals back a little bit too much and then creates his right leg a little awkwardly and then lose focus. So what is the final verdict for my boy Matthew Bergeron? Well, at first, I'll be very clear, I wasn't happy with this pick at first. I was confused, abused, and a little bit bamboozled too. And so were a lot of Falcon fans too. Were saying, why would you trade up to get a tackle, but then, Arthur Smith decided to put him in guard position, and my only problem was in college he barely got under 10 snaps when it comes to guard, but I do like him as a tackle. I love his demeanor, I love his determination, I love his body weight when he's in motion, I love his nastiness, I love a lot of things that I didn't know at first because I didn't get to watch any Syracuse game. Hell, I didn't even scout him. The Falcons would even take him in those mock drafts. But I really love this pick, and I think Arthur Smith and the coaching staff and the scouting department really found a nasty gem, and I'm very excited what he brings to the Atlanta Falcons rushing attack and also passing attack as well. And I know he's going to help Desmond Ridder a lot out to making sure that we have a chance to go into the playoffs so deep and hopefully maybe get a Super Bowl ring at some point, in our future. But on that note, if you guys truly love these type of videos, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. It helps out the channel so much to make it become a bigger empire than it can ever be. And I do appreciate from the bottom of my heart that you guys are taking your own personal time and day to watch these type of content. So thank you so much. So the next one will be a mystery as well. So what do Falcons do? Rise up. Until the next episode, show love and peace to the world, and peace.